All right. On the phone, we've been talking about it all day. He plays Dr. Owen Hunt on Grey's Anatomy. Welcome in Kevin McKidd. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
We're good. You're making your... Wait, no, we just established that it's the Directorial debut tonight.
That's the one, yeah.
Nothing you need medication for.
Nothing you need to prescribe yourself.
No.
No. Have you directed before, or this is the debut for Grey's? How does that work?
No, this is my debut for The World. I directed some webisodes for Grey's Anatomy earlier last year, and but this, as far as being on the big screen or the small screen, if you will. It's my first go-round. So it's very exciting for me. It's been a really amazing few months.
Wow.
That I've had to do in the prep, and it's been pretty incredible. So I feel very lucky and blessed I've been given this opportunity,
Well, congratulations. How did you decide that you wanted to do this, and was it a difficult transition from what you were used to doing?
I've always wanted to direct since being back in Britain and Europe, working with. I've been lucky to work with such great directors who've been very inspiring. Like Mike Leigh and Danny Boyle years ago, and Stephen Daldry and Ridley Scott. I've worked with. So getting to watch those guys has always made me think I really would love to try and learn the skill of directing. And the transition was hard.
Okay.
Just because you are in charge of everything. When you're the actor on the show, you're in charge of your lines and how you portray your character. Mm-hmm. But, you really have to be the master builder, as it were, when you're the director and make all the decisions on every single scene and bring the ship home, bring the ship back into harbour, if you will.
Sure.
There's a lot of pressure and there's a lot of responsibility. So I lost a lot of sleep.
I bet. Was it hard to kind of coach some of your, fellow
peers.
Actors? Did they listen to you? Did they take you seriously?
I'm going to say I was very blessed. They really took my ideas on. They all said to me, how excited they were for me, and were very supportive, and all, in their own way, said, "We've got your back. We're gonna make sure this is a good experience for all of us." And everybody seemed to enjoy having me direct them. I think actors generally enjoy having other actors direct them, because I think, and it's true, you feel like you know what it's like to walk in those shoes. You know that it isn't as easy as it looks. You know what sometimes it takes to get to a certain moment or emotional beat. So it was a great experience. And also, all these guys on the show, they're such talented people, and they're so in their characters. You really don't need to direct those regulars that much.
Yeah.
They're so in the pocket, as it were. With their characters.
Sure.
I always feel kind of bad for, like movie directors, for instance, when they get a prima donna on set. And I've noticed throughout the years, directing has changed. If you look at Steven Spielberg, for instance, not that he's a producer, but his movies were still shots and had a different eye, and he's kind of morphed into this new where the camera's moving more like your retina would do, like your eye moves. And I've seen that a lot on Grey's too. Would you compare your directing eye, as it were, with a current director out there?
I don't know about that. I think my only as far as like the aesthetic, if you will, of the episode, I just wanted to create what I would describe as kind of a vintage Grey's episode. That was my own that was my sort of goal, really, was to kind of look at those, because I think there's some episodes in Grey's which really kind of get the essence of the show and a kind of classic vintage Grey's, and that's what I focused on stylistically. I wasn't really a director as such. It was more, I just wanted to be very clear and classical in what I was doing as a director.
That was always it's always intrigued me, so that's fun to hear.
Yeah, that is. And if you're just now joining us, we're chatting with Kevin McKidd, plays Dr. Owen Hunt from Grey's Anatomy, making his directorial debut tonight with the show. Kevin, tell us what we can expect. It looks like a fantastic episode. What a cliffhanger last week.
I know that the Callie and Mark and Arizona problem with the pregnancy is plays out very heavily in my episode, and it's really fun but very touching to see what happens. Callie really doesn't know where she stands in this strange situation. She's a lot of hormones flying around her body, as pregnant women do. So that's kind of a powder keg waiting to go off, and that pays off in a really fun way. There's also a great storyline with Bailey, who becomes a huge rising star in the world of tweeting and twittering. And because this is true, I didn't know this, but in surgeries nowadays, when a lot of head surgeons across the world tweet their surgeries. This is fact, because it's a real-time way that students who are studying to become surgeons can follow a surgery in progress and learn from the moment-to-moment decisions.
Doc, stick to the surgery, please. Come on.
Yeah, but the chief doesn't know anything about Twitter. He barely knows how to log on to email. So there's a lot of funny comedy with that.
That's good. So you get to laugh and grab your tissue. I like that.
All right.
It's great. Yeah, it's a really fun episode.
Kevin, before you go, can we take a couple calls, a couple questions for you here?
Absolutely.
All right. Jess is first.
So you were planning to study engineering originally. What made you decide to switch to drama?
Hi, Jess. Being honest, I always knew I was going to switch to drama.
Really?
I'm from the Highlands in Scotland, and I knew it was kind of a mercenary thing. I was kind of good at math and physics, so I just picked engineering as a course. I knew I needed to get to a big city to study acting, and to kind of convince my folks to let me go, I pretended that I was going to be an engineer.
Oh,
and
it's a good cover.
It was kind of my ticket out of the small town. And pretty rapidly after that, I switched over, and my parents weren't really that surprised. I don't think.
That's great. Our parents are so proud. Oh, you're a radio DJ. Oh, well, that's secure. All right, let's take another call here.
His and Christina's marriage is something that he thinks is going to, stay, or is it going to hit the rocks?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh, yeah. Can you give us a little insight into that?
I think I think Christina and Owen are always at their most interesting to watch when they are on the rocks. I think there's going to be some rocky times ahead for them in the season, and I think it's going to make them stronger probably. And I think they're going to stick. You never know, though, and things change all the time in the show. But I definitely think they're a more interesting couple to watch when they're in disagreement, and they're being sort of passionately, they're quite hot-headed, and I like seeing Christina and Owen like that.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely do, too. And real quickly, before we let you go, last time we talked to you, and we asked you if you had a nickname. Do you have an official one?
Because you kind of hemmed and hawed.
I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know if I do. I really don't.
We have Facebook suggestions for you, Kevin, before you go.
Before you go, we had some people give us some ideas on Facebook. Missy says, call him McSerious. She'd like to see you loosen up a little bit on Grey's. Nicole says, how about McSweetie? He's one of the sweetest on the show.
Oh, that's just precious. Thank you.
And let's see. Jennifer says, how about McYummy?
Okay.
And then Jessica says, how about McHottie?
McHottie. I'll go with McHottie.
All right, it's official. Stamp it. It's done.
Double stamp it. No quitsies, Kevin. All right.
All right. Grey's Anatomy airs tonight on ABC. Thank you so much, Kevin McKidd, for joining us. We appreciate it. Best of luck to you with directing.
Thank you so much.